I guess no one was supposed to hear that, but I've been broadcasting for the last 6 minutes, and but now we get this other part in that's coming across. Know that you are fabulous. Know that you are grace. Know that you are beauty. And I'm going to say it again, through divine power and by divine grace. Know that all that you shall accomplish shall be done. Know that everything that you seek to do has already begun for you. You're already a success because you're here. You are reawakening to your own divinity. You already know who you are. You just have to step forward. And understand this: for every step that you take, there's someone else halfway around the world who's crawling, who's now beginning to stand because they can feel that there's energy being sent their way. For every step that you can run, there's somebody who's taking a step, who's learning how to run. For everyone who climbs the higher heights, there's someone beneath you somewhere who's learning how to stand and how to climb up those difficult steps and to reach and reach and reach. So everything that you're doing is really not being done for naught. You're doing it because you ought to do it. And that is creating a higher resonance in you. Your spirit shall soar. People shall hear your cries. Your cries shall be healing tones for others. You don't need a war cry. You don't even need a rally. You need an ally. And your ally is inside you, waiting for you to unlock the door so it can come forward. The light that's on the inside of you can move forward and it can do great things, but you got to get out of your own way. So you've got to melt down this ego that we have that keeps preventing us from moving forward. We got to give ourselves our own pep talk. We got to look in the mirror and raise ourselves. You got to look in the eyes of your spouses, your friends, your family, your moms, especially your elders, because they're looking back at you. They passed the baton to you for you to move forward. And you have to decide how to move forward. But know this: you are not by yourself. You are not by yourself. So through divine power and by divine grace, you are solely empowered right now. Not SOLE as in lonely. You are solely SOULY. You have the light. You got the torch. Tag, you're it. You have this generous flow of opportunities coming your way. And when everything appears to be down, you still got to rise. When everything appears to be going backwards, you still got to swim forward or stand still and let the current come back your way and then swim along with the current. You've got to be able to recognize that you can do this. And like I've often have said to myself, and many of my elders, teachers once told me, take a look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I've done this before. I have done this. It's just a matter of my remembrance and to grow in awareness and study myself. But I've done this before and I was successful. Or I've done this before and I almost reached the plateau. This time I'm going past the plateau. I'm creating a whole new plateau. So you are the standard. And as you change your life with your principles, your standard of living is going to change. How you view yourself is going to change. And if you start loving yourself more, others will begin to love themselves more. You got to radiate the unconditional love that you have for yourself. You got to be the living example for yourself. You don't have anything to prove to anybody else. None of us do. So if someone said, well, prove it to me, no, let them prove it for themselves. You prove it for yourself, because what you're doing at first is for yourself. Then you can show it. Then you can shower others with it. But first, you got to make it work for you. You got to understand who you are. And let me tell you, I'm 64. People prosper at all kind of levels in life. People prosper from all kind of levels. People fall from all kind of heights of achievement. But it's what you do when it's time to get up. Just don't lay there. Get up. Allow yourself to move forward again. Seek assistance if you so desire. But use your discernment. Not everybody who you seek assistance from has your best interest at heart. Some people get jealous. Oh wow, this person's they're gonna flow past me if I teach them this. Or if I share this with them, they're gonna override me and overtake me. Oh, they're gonna take my clients from me if I show them this. No, that's weak-mindedness, and that's short-sightedness, and that's your own poverty consciousness that you think you're the only one who's supposed to get some, and everybody else should be without. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. There's plenty for everybody. There's more than enough for everybody, and it's up to everybody to wake themselves up. Here's another little adage that my late mom once told me. She said, "Hey son, not everybody can get on the same boat, you know. The people that are on their boat and they're moving toward their destiny, and everybody's crowding into the same lake. Can't everybody do that? Why? There ain't gonna be no space for nobody, and soon the boat will tip and will sink. So hey, if you're on a boat by yourself, enjoy it. If there's just a few people on there with you, enjoy it. If you got the right amount of people going who are desiring to go in the same direction a part of the way, enjoy it. If you got to make the boat by yourself, do it. If you got to unlock doors by yourself, do it. If you got to bust a hole in the wall so you can be seen, do it. See, it is up to us to make the change. So we're going to make that change. And we're going to see to it that we all shall prosper. The more that we do, the better we shall be. Let me say that again. The more that we do, the better we shall be. The more that we do, the better we shall be. I'm going to say it one more time. The more that we do, the better we shall be. And as I say, let no one deter you from your path. This path that you are about to embark upon is a path that only you can walk, but others will be by your side. You will not be alone. This is good for you to know. You will not be alone. You will prosper with others. You might prosper from different heights, but not but you're going to prosper. Huh? You might prosper from different levels, but you shall prosper. Say that. I shall prosper now. I shall prosper abundantly. Now others might say, well, that person don't have any money. Hey, first you got to have the consciousness inside. You got to have the consciousness inside the body. You got to recognize everything as a currency, as energy. So you're not lacking anything. You see, because there's enough for everybody. And those of us who fall into a trap are thinking they're better than anybody else. You're telling the universe to take away from you. So don't let yourself fall into that trap now. Don't let someone say to you, oh, you ain't going to make it because you ain't got enough. Hey, what that person says to you will certainly rebound back into their life. And you're not putting nothing on anybody other than unconditional love. See, you were born to express unconditional love. You were born to have everything you ever shall need. Now, yeah, you're going to have some moments when everything is not in place, but that don't mean you give up. You don't quit on yourself. You keep moving. You keep moving. So I want to present this program today, and there's a lot going on. I got to talk to a lot of people. I have a lot of students that I am engaging my conversations with, and so we have a lot to do today, and always got a lot of something going on. So I'm going to make sure that my students get the message for today. Because the message is that we are not going to falter, and we're not here to falter. We're here to make it happen. We're here to, as we begin to make it happen, other people will see how to make it happen as well. It's always important to move forward. And what I'm going to do today, I have a whole bunch of affirmations and decrees that I've had them as far back as 2008 and 2010, but one that stood out in my eye. Some I'm going to read from and some I'm going to teach from, because it's essential that we hear these truths over and over again. And I've taught them before on this show, so it's essential that I share them with you so that you can have them. And it's essential that you shall receive them. So I want you to know that you're powerful. You are more powerful than what you know. Okay? And once you realize that you got this power, the whole thing is just going to explode on your behalf. The whole thing is going to explode, and you're going to be fine. And I'm gonna shoot. I see some things here. There's three of them here. Maybe I'll just, I'll read them first to you, because no matter what the date is on these things, on these decrees, no matter what the date is they're also always powerful. I've got here one from 2015. I got two from 2015, and I got one from 2010. And when these things were given, now the ones I've gotten from 2010, well, let me tell you how I get them. First of all, I get a lot of these by just opening myself up into a deep meditation. And as I open myself up into a deep meditation, I am able to receive. I hear the words, but sometimes I see them come out as if there's a big light hand typing them out for me. So I'm able to sit down. And when I first used to get them, I used to like sit at my desk and write. And then one day, because that same day that it was coming to me in the morning or in the afternoon, that night I had to go do these special blessed candles that I was giving out to people, and for every candle that they bought, a copy of that particular decree that I received would be wrapped around the glass. So I would do like 12, 24. At some point, my friend had to help me. We had like 36 candles, dress candles. And we didn't charge a lot of money just for the time and energy to dress the candle. I got them at a discount. Maybe I charged like $5. I got them probably for $1. But I put the prayers on. I think I made them $7 with the prayer. But the unique thing was, I did that back in 2009, actually 2010, all of 2010. Do you know? 6 years have gone by, and many people still have these, and they're still rocking with them. And they said every time they read them, it opens them up, and they feel even better. So I'm going to start with the one from June 4th, 2010, and then I'm going to read one that came last year, 2015. In fact, it came on June 25th, 2015. And the other one, I believe, the other one came on May the 8th, 2015. So I'm going to read these because they have a certain level of empowerment. One is actually 2 pages, and the other two are 1 page. So I guess what I'm going to do is, as the Spirit moves me, I'm going to teach it, go into it. But why I'm doing this is so that I'm here to contribute to the betterment of this world, the betterment of who you are, the betterment of everything and everyone that is connected to you, to help you raise your energy. And as I said, we're going to have moments we're not feeling it. For those who say, oh, I don't have moments like that, yeah, you do. You just sometimes are behind closed doors where no one can see it. But the greatest and the strongest warrior is one who could show it in front of others. Man, I'm having a rough day. Man, I don't feel well. Man, oh dear sis, if you can be transparent with yourself, then everybody knows, okay, in order for you to get where you're going, you're showing that you're in the midst of this thing, and you're here to make it happen. So let me jump right into this. And when I can remember, I'm going to advertise a few people on the show, that when people tune into the show, they know to check out others. I have 2 people that I'm going to bring to the forefront. I might mention another one as time, but I want to, I want to let people know that it's free advertising, but it's not just about advertising. It's about sharing. So I have a platform, and I want to let it be known that other people are around. I'm not the only one doing this. Okay, so a universal decree for self-empowerment and self-realization. See, as you empower yourself, you're going to understand who you are. So through divine power and by divine grace, I ask that you, the recipient, take a moment and realize that we as humanity, that's the rung that we're on here in this earth plane, have now arrived on the precipice of divine consciousness of all that is. In other words, you asked to come into this plane at some point, and you've been shown signs, blips, images. You've heard sounds. You've seen some symbols. Some you understand. Some you remember. Some you don't even remember. But you know it's there, and it's pointing you in a certain direction, or it is at least confirming for you that you are on the right path. So this said back then, use this entire month. Because at this time, this was talking about going into the summer solstice or going into the Father's Day weekend into the summer solstice. So I'm going to say, as you hear this, this is not June the 4th, 2010 now. This is November the 10th, 2016. Use this entire month so that you begin to plant seed thoughts. Seed, I just got a light. This is the right thing to start with. Seed thoughts to bring forth a manifestation from the spiritual realm, because all things are manifested in spirit, but it's got to come into a body, right? So it's got to be materialized in a body. It's got to matriculate in the body, just like when you go to off to college and you shooting for these degrees, these credits, as they call it. You gotta, for each course you pass, you get 3 credits, right? They're telling you get a credit per what? Trimester. 1 credit, 2 credit, 3 credits. Some are 4. But you complete that course, you matriculate those credits, matric like in the matrix, in the womb, in your consciousness, and eventually you get this so-called degree, this increment of light that represents your bachelor's degree, whether it's in fine arts, whether it's in business, science, you name it. Okay? So you plant seed thoughts to bring forth a manifestation from the spiritual realm into a series of overflowing materializations into the material realm, which is your life. Thus, when you decree a thing, be it a thought, a feeling, or an image, you cause it to come into being, into existence. You cause it. You're the one that's opening the door. Why? You've made the soil of your own consciousness in your life. You keep cultivating these ideas, so it has to what? Come forward. Thus, when you decree a thing, which is the thought, the feeling, the image, you cause it to come into being, into existence, to have a life. In other words, you focused on it. But up until that point, you didn't see it. You didn't know that it existed. But once you put the light on it, shed light on it, and you focus your mind on it, it began to materialize. So a decree allows you to do what? It allows you to transfer energy. Get this now. A decree allows you to transfer energy from one realm into the next. That means when you're decreeing something, you're clearing the table. You're clearing everything off. You're making room for everything so there's nothing in the way, so that you're pulling this manifestation, this idea in the spirit that's already floating around, that's already in the so-called future of a thing, the past of a thing, a present. It's already there. It's already has gone through all the stages, so you're just now pulling it from there and bringing it into here. So and it's all energy, so you're transferring it from one to another. Therefore, let's say the following for ourselves and loved ones, families and friends. I remember that I have a direct connection with the divine source, that I have never been separated from the divine source called I am. I am an individual and cannot be separated from the divine source of I am. So in this very moment of my life, all life has absolute energy, and I am empowered by this force of energy called spirit, the same spirit of God and from God, the divine source of all life. That's what God is. God is the divine source of all life. It is an intelligent form. It is an intelligent energy field. It has its higher levels, its lower levels, but yet it is all one and the same. I hereby proclaim and decree that I have grown and expanded from an infinite seed thought into an emanation of God's gateway. In other words, the presence of God uses each and every one of us to have an experience. So even though we're seeing negative experiences, God is pushing through. And if there's darkness, darkness must come to the light. It must come out. And as it comes out, then those of us who are already in the light, we don't have to run from it. We just shield ourselves and we dissolve the darkness. Yeah. So, I see and decree that God brings me forth as a self-empowered and self-realized spiritual sentient being. That means sentient means you sense when something is up, down, north, south, east, west, in, out. You sense the temperature, how cold, how warm, how hot, how cool, if it's damp or moist or dry or arid. You can sense. Sense means you know the direction from whence something is coming upon you or to you and for you. So, and self-realized spiritual sentient being called the gift. So you're the gift. The present moment, present, present. You're giving a present to someone. You're giving a gift to someone. You're waking that person up. You're causing that person to walk into a state of remembrance about themselves. You're causing that person to take on greater awareness. I decree I am the gift in this present moment in my life, and God has so placed me in a sea of divinity, a sea of divine healing, a sea of rebirth, restoration, renewal, all in a sea of divine grace. See, divine grace, all that is infinite and eternal. Divine grace is like intervention in your life. You don't have to be some special person to have grace abound in your life. Hey, when a woman names her baby Grace, the special occasion was just to be present, to carry that baby gracefully. And all women carry their children gracefully. Or man just plants the seed, but woman's got to carry the whole thing. Whether it's premature birth or highly matured birth, woman is carrying it all. She's carrying the baby. She has to sustain herself and the baby. She's got to make herself strong and the baby. That's why it's so important for every mother that's carrying a child to be in a good environment, because this is helpful. When one is in a good, solid environment, then one can see and feel and know and understand. This is highly important. So important. So it says, I decree I am the gift in this present moment in my life, and God has so placed me in a sea of divinity, a sea of divine healing. Whoo, so I'm going to say it again. I'm repeating it to you. A sea of rebirth, restoration, renewal, all in a sea of divine grace, all that is infinite and eternal. Therefore, and I put the therefore now, here it goes. I decree that my finances are prospering abundantly, flourishing like a great sunflower. I decree that my health is restored into perfect wholeness and wellness. I decree that I'm always happy and responsible for my own happiness and no one else. I decree that I can heal myself as I know myself to be I am that I am, as God in me. I decree that through this remembrance, I know that I have and will attract blessings as God's gifts. God gifts me and everyone else with a multitude of infinite flow of blessings in our life. And it continues. Woo! I decree that there is always more than enough, as this universal source called divine providence preordains and blesses us. I didn't say me. I didn't say just you. Blesses us, every one of us, with absolute abundance and is never ending. Never ending, because God, as the universe, is my infinite supply. Some say my unfailing supply, meaning it never runs out. It can come out of nowhere. It never runs out. It's not way down there 100 yards away. It's right here. How do you think when that quarterback throws that football down the field, that quarterback feels that that player is like right in front of them? Doesn't matter who's defending, trying to get to the quarterback. Even if the blocking fails, that quarterback knows that he can get that ball down the field to his receiver. And if he knows that receiver is athletic enough, strong enough, they can reach and get the ball. They can turn a bad throw into a good throw. They can turn a busted play into a touchdown. So, you have this ability to do the same. As long as you understand that God in the infinite universe, which you understand that you're it, controlling it, looking at yourself, is your infinite supply. I now decree that I am being always empowered by the universal presence of God in me. One of my other friends, I guess I should mention his name here, if I can remember how he said it, Bishop Shamar Womack, he said it this way: God is that geometric opulent design. That geometric opulent design, meaning it's beautiful. It's full of wealth. It's teeming with the wealth of ideas. It's teeming with prosperity and abundance. It's teeming. It's pregnant with ideas that shall prosper. The word I seek comes from the universal God mind. So if you don't have a job right now, you don't have a career set up, there's a lot of stuff going on, but you can still create something in this moment. Let this energy that's going on right now, let it give you a certain amount of fuel where you're not going to quit, where it's going to cause you to prosper anyway. It's going to cause you to be successful anyway. It's going to cause you to love yourself more anyway. It's going to cause you to love others unconditionally anyway. It's going to cause you to have grace abound in your life anyway. Divine intervention is going to come into your life anyway. Let me drink some water behind it. A little fuel. Because you're going to make it. You're going to make it. You're going to make it. The healing I desire comes from the universal God mind of Rapha. Rapha is the healing power, is the angel, the God of healing. So the mind of you is like a God in you, and it's going to create a universal healing. Every feeling and thought is from the God in you, as I am are one. God in you means I am are one. God as I am, as you are one. One is the same. I decree that each and every day, I decree that each and every day is always overflowing with God's grace. With your grace, the grace that's been entrusted with you, the grace that's fixed inside of you, that's going to what? Unlock you. That's going to overflow out of your heart chakra, out of your third eye, out of your crown, out of the top of your head, your ears, your temples, the base of your skull, your throat. It's just going to move you out into this new beginning. I decree that each and every day, I'll say it again, is always overflowing with God's grace. There's no stoppage. It's infinite. I decree that wherever I am, God is. I live to see God, and I so decree that I am the breath of God in action. I am living in the presence of God, and I decree I am the divine nature of God now. I decree that my consciousness is ascending with the brilliance of Holy Spirit I am. I decree that it shall be. I decree the spirit of I am dwells in me now. I decree that I shall be the all-empowering, infinite and eternal blessing of God in my life. That within the depths of infinite realms of my cellular memory, and we're going to have a decree that comes up right after this, see? So I put this in as cellular memory. I know, understand, have absolute trust and faith as total remembrance. That, and what is that? I am that same I am called God, as I am made in the image and likeness with an infinite divine consciousness and presence of the divine source of all creation, all creations. So, see, you're empowered. Just like people take texts and they scan them, you can take a prayer and just scan it. It's going to come inside and it's going to remind you of something. It's going to bring all of those divine resources to the top. It's going to kick out all the toxic thoughts and feelings, all the toxic thoughts and ideas that you may have been receiving from other people that was trying to hinder your path. It's not going to work anymore. You're free. You're already free. The gates are already open. The gates are already open. I'm going to say it again. The gates are already open. The gates already, you're just going to make the gate open wider. because of your consciousness, but the gate is already open. So here's this a universal affirmative prayer and decree for communicating with yourselves. Because the other one talked about coming up from your cellular memory. So if it comes up from your cellular memory, then it's got to do what? It's got to cause you to do what? Take off like a rocket. So here we go. And in this one here, you get to add your name. That's the beauty. There's going to be 3 parts in here where I'm going to tell you to add your name. So here we go. Through divine power and by divine grace, I, right here, say your name. Come before the throne of divine grace to be in the presence of the divine healer and all of that which is already healed in me right now. I seek the counsel of the master cells of healing, who dwell deep within each and every organ, bone, nerve, muscle, chakras, and infinitely more. I seek this counsel so I may listen attentively. Now, you're seeking the counsel of master cells. You're seeking the counsel of the master cells. So I may listen attentively and embrace all that I shall hear and feel that is right for me right now. In other words, you can't lose. The late Reverend Ike used to say, you can't lose with the stuff I use. You can't quit on yourself. You might slow down, you might stop, you might shed a tear, you might have a bone reset, you might have to let your muscles heal. But guess what? If you keep talking to the master cells, you will have what we call instantaneous healing. You get a group of people who pray for you, you shall be well. But the key, and I found this to be true, you got to talk to the master self. And I got proof of it. One time, long time ago, I had a jaundiced liver. I had a walking pneumonia and a jaundiced liver. My kidneys were jammed up, and I was supposed to be in the hospital. I was in the IC unit. I was supposed to be there for 30 days. I had people praying for me, but guess what? I prayed for myself. I prayed for the God, and I said, if I'm going to kick this situation, I need to contact a cell. I think I need to contact the cells. I need to talk to the cells. And then part of my out-of-body experiences, which I had 3 of them, and this happened in 1994. It was like a full week, the very first week of April. I was rushed into a hospital. Actually, I was rushed into a hospital on a Friday, which happened to be April the 1st, 1994, and I walked out of that hospital 7 days later. People were calling me E.T. because my blood was all jacked up. But one of the nurses who was testing my blood and seeing what off these antibiotics going in and out, but they said there's something else going on. I had so much congestion, I should have been in there a whole month. They were calling me E.T. because my bloodstream had miraculously changed. My bloodstream, from the time I went into the hospital, by the 5th or the 6th of April of that year, 1994, it was as if, now I didn't have no blood transfusion, it was as if I had one. Clean as a whistle. Took x-rays. Liver was in perfect condition. Kidneys were in perfect condition. Why? Because I understood at that point, there's a master cell and I could talk to it. And I began to talk to the master cell. Why? Because I had issues before, like I had what do you call it? I had gone to a dermatologist, and my skin was really jacked up. That's because I didn't understand. I wasn't eating right. I was stressed out. My skin was as black as this hat in different parts of my body. One day I prayed for the understanding, and that's how I got to know that there's a master cell. And the master cell kind of looked like me with bigger eyes. And in both occasions, the master cell said, you got to trust me. I'm going to give you something, but you got to trust me. But you got to prove to me that you love yourself. That you love yourselves. When I began to love myself sincerely enough, everything kicked in gear. In that year, Prior to that, I had that dermatology problem with my skin. After 6 months, somebody told me, "Hey man, you look different." My skin had changed. My natural skin tone came back after 6 months. But I also was using meditation, and I got deeper into my meditation. That was 25 years ago when I walked into a deeper awareness of meditation and me having the problem with the skin. I reversed it, cleared it with unconditional love and grace and divine grace and compassion placed upon myself, and began to eat better, eat right, exercise. Even when I was doing Tai Chi, I got deeper into my Tai Chi, and the Chi cleared it. I tell you, my skin changed. And then it changed me. And I was in that hospital in 1994, and in less than 5 days, switched that around, talking to the master cell. The master cell in you controls, master cell in you controls the DNA in you. The DNA is your divine nature activated and in actions. I call it DNAA, or DNIAA, divine nature in action, divine nature activated. So when you wake up the divine nature inside of you that's inherent inside of you, you can't lose. You can only prosper healthfully. You can only move forward. So once this happened, I was able to move forward. So here we go now. See, therefore, it is the infinite presence of God that dwells within me and my soul as one loving and endearing spirit of wellness and wholeness. See, wellness covers all areas of your life, and wholeness covers all areas of your life. So each and every day, as I communicate, my mind and heart is always open. I am always open to the infinite blessings of wellness and harmony, so that I can and shall proclaim right now, in this very moment, I say your name, am perfect health, and in imperfect health at all times. So you are perfect health at this moment and in perfect health at all times. I am, is all in capitals, always listening. The I am in you is always listening to my cells. And my cells can hear and feel my intentions and requests to be always healthy in every way possible. I know for an absolute fact that my cells carry within them the divine blueprint for perfect health and wellness at all times. And all of this insight is always open for me. Huh? The insight, seeing inside, is open for you to see it, to receive, as I am always open to receive it all right now. This is correct. That's because you can receive it all right in the right way now, meaning right at this moment for you. Divine messages come to me. See, when you're working on yourself, a divine message can get through if you're clear enough. If your mind is clear enough, the state of mind is clear enough, your state of emotions is clear enough, a divine message can come to you. So it can come to you how? In my dreams. And I awaken with the full awareness and fully remembrance of all recipes and remedies for wellness. The body has it. You just gotta listen. You just gotta communicate. We gotta communicate with this body. As we communicate with this body, it begins to tell us what we need to do. Huh? In order to get better. The cells will tell you. They're living organic things. They're just not there. If they were dead, you'd be dead already. You'd be dead on this planet. It says, I see and decree that every cell within me can heal me, as all is one with the divine presence, the infinite presence of God, and we are all one here and now. You're not separated from yourself. This is what the word individual means. You cannot be separated even unto yourself. So all that I desire, state your name. meaning all that you desire, and you say your name, your desires, huh? They have changed all that you desire. Then you state your name, and now I want you to think about everything that you desire clearly, and I want you to take it on in your consciousness as it has already happened right now. So I'm going to reread this. I see and decree that every cell within me can heal me as all is one with the divine presence, the infinite presence of God, and we are all one here and now. So all that I desire, now just think of the things, think of the various things that you clearly desire for yourself and see them as already have happened. Not just happening for you, but already has been accomplished and achieved. And as we begin to close this out, I believe this and I know this to be absolutely true for me now. Amen. And so shall it be as it is for me right now. So I want you to just take these into consideration that this is your moment to prosper. Now you might say, well, how are you going to prosper in such times? You still got bills that you created. You still have a family to support. You still got children in universities and colleges. You got them in high schools and grade schools. You still got to keep the roof over your head. You still got to feed and clothe with your family. And your family includes the four-leggeds, the two-leggeds, the winged ones, and those that crawl on their belly, and those that swim in water. That's your family too. You got to see to it that everyone is well. You got to see to it that wellness exists for all. You got to see to it that, and remember that divine providence shall provide for you, because it is provided for others who have walked this face of this earth at some other point ahead of you. Divine providence is here. Your plate is clean. You live according to the aegis and the anointing of whatever is commanding your life for you, and you're a part of that command. You're not just being told, you're receiving it because you understand it. You're receiving the encodes of light, you understand it. Nothing is separate, all is one. Just like you can look at one, you can see another, feel another, sense another. You can taste the love. You can taste the unconditional love. You can taste the beauty and the harmony that goes beyond just who you are or who you imagine yourself to be. So before we jump a little further, we started at 6:14, 6:15. I'm going to save my breath and save my throat as I want uh, people to connect with me because I'm teaching people. People have been coming to me and teach them how to channel, and I used to teach it a long time ago, and I took it in the line of like meditations. So now people know how to feel a presence, understand a presence, and they can do this in a matter of moments. They don't have to like to wait forever. Things can, bam, come and be right there. So before we move into this last one, which is going to empower you and is going to move you in such a way that you're going to feel better and better and better about yourself. I want to let you know that there's some colleagues of mine, spiritual colleagues of mine, that are always doing magnificent things. And this is the time for the divine feminine. So I make sure that I mention all these wonderful, beautiful women out there. When I say beautiful women, they are beautiful in spirit. And they are doing a great job and have been doing a great job for a long time. So the first one I'm going to mention, she's been out there for 50 some odd years doing her work. She's been out there now 50 years doing it, and she's still doing it. She's on a lot of online internet radio shows. I think she's written close to 30 or 40 books in her lifetime. She's like a prolific book writer, and her work is so easy to comprehend. Like, she doesn't write over your head. She writes so that you can understand it. And she's got some beautiful tools to offer to the world and continues to offer to the world. She's a spiritual minister in her own right. She's a radio personality in her own right. She conducted some of her own metaphysical, spiritual, psi, esoteric classes. She's the founder of the Psi Esoteric Institute and the Sylvan Society. My long-time friend, my Hungarian shaman sister from long ago, ethers and eons, even before she was that. Her name is Reverend Maria DeAndrea. Maria, Maria. She's out there in Long Island, New York. DeAndrea, capital D, apostrophe, capital A, and Drea. Her website is www.mariadeandrea.com. www.mariadeandrea.com. If you want to understand the principles of shamanism, you want to understand the paranormal, if you want to understand parapsychology and how to test yourself, if you want to understand how to read runes, now she been reading runes, man. I think she started reading runes back in 1988. 87 or 88. She was reading, studying the runes, and she picked up on it, bam, and busted out. And she was doing readings, and she was accurate, super, super bad accurate. And she just picked up on it right away. So if you want a good rune reading, and there's a lot of people that are good at it. My buddy, my sister, Reverend Maria DeAndrea, she's excellent. She's a master of understanding. And not only is she just working the runes just to be reading the runes, she knows how to work those things in a magical way too. She understands how that all works. And she's done it over and over and over and over with great success. She's had probably over, in the times that I've known her since 1986, now we're talking about 30 years, she's probably had well over, at least average 50, 60, 70, 80 regular students a year. So she's done work for business people, help people restructure their business, just understanding how to use the what the spirit world offers for them. So she's done so much. She's a good person. She's one of the people that received my Circle Grace One Spiritual Teachers Awards too, right around in the year I believe in 2000. She was one of the very first of three people that received that, and she's well deserving of it. So if you want to find out about it, she's got 14 sections on her website, and it showed you how to contact her. Go to www.mariadeandrea.com. Maria on the website, Dandrea.com. Now, if you are interested in seeking and working with a life and love transformation guide, you got to check out this sister. She's one of my sisters too. She's very good. She's like a walking experienced person of life and love. Everybody's had their ups and downs. Everybody can tell you the story that took them to where they are today. And I met her, I believe, was out in Nutley at a store that I worked at called used to be called Divine Inspirations, and they did a what they call a psychic fair. And I met her at the second one because one was done at further up the road by my other friend Jovita Wallace, who had her place, Balance, Center of Balance or something like that, Being in Balance. That was Jovita Wallace's, and she did hers first. And this woman, Gloria Brown, the proprietor of Divine Inspirations, did it there. And then she did it in her own shop. And this is where I met this person who has such a good heart. She's just so wonderful. She's someone who trained the trainer. That's with Mike Dooley, who was one of the people in the movie The Secret, just like Dr. Michael Beckworth was. But anyway, it's so cool and so understanding that there's just power, so much power around on the planet, so many good people. So you want to go to www.diananieves.com. Diananieves, V as in Victor, ES.com. Look up Diana Nieves. She uses the middle name Trinity. Diana Trinity Nieves. And man, she is wonderful. She can teach you how to walk your way through life and change your life, transform it to a better life. She can move you from being a stuck place to a place that's flowing and overflowing in gratitude for yourself. Man, she's exciting. This is Diana Nieves, A Life and Love Transformation Guide, www.diananieves.com. Now, there's another person out there. I've watched her grow too over the years, and man, she's pow, she's dynamite. Her name is Kimani Divine, Ki apostrophe Mani Divine. That's the name that she uses. She's a powerhouse. I met her out in Montclair, New Jersey, and I think she's out in West Orange, New Jersey. She's finally put together her own business, and she's a slamming cook, boy. She's from New Orleans, and I've had some Thanksgiving dinners with her and other kind of dinners, and that sister can slam the meals like nobody's business. From New Orleans, New Orleans. She told me it's called New Orleans, Louisiana, but she's up in New Jersey. She's retired at whatever job she used to have, and now she's full blast. She does her own motivational speaking. She does Reiki. She runs this wonderful center called the Woman's Healing Zone. The Woman's Healing Zone. I'm going to say it again, the Woman's Healing Zone. So if you look up Kimani Divine, Kimani, Kimani Divine, at the Woman's Healing Zone. So that's www.womens, WOMENS, healingzone.com. You can get some great work there. Now, she's not the only one in there. She has some other people that help out and do classes as well, and do training. And she's just an all around awesome person. So be sure to get in touch with Women's Healing Zone with the owner, proprietor, a good friend, and she's dynamic, very dynamic, Kimani Divine. All right, we're going to get back because we want to like close this show out. I don't want to miss my students there. We've been on for about an hour. Maybe we'll get another 10, 15 minutes in. But I just want to let people know that this is, I'm here to help everybody. This is not, see, you know, many people say if you want to be successful, you help someone else be successful too. If you want to shine your light, get your light out, help someone else get their light to be shined too. Just don't think that it's all about you, because it ain't all about you. It is about us. It is about the love that we have for each other. So we should be about advertising. In fact, when I get off this show, I'm going to be tweeting these ladies' names all over Twitter because they deserve it. They deserve to be tweeted. So I'm going to do some Twitter. I like to do a Twitter blast campaign. And think of that before I get off. I want to announce this other woman who's been in my life a long time. She's a little older than me, but she's been out there like she's in the field of acting. She's on Comedy Central's uh, show called Workaholics. Her name is Dee Dee Tilson, Diditillson, Dee Dee Tilson. And what you want to do is Dee Dee wrote a book many years ago, but it's a screenplay right now. It's called A Need for Love. And so, she's looking for people to come on board, actors and actresses. I believe she already has the filmmaker already lined up. She's got her assistants in line. Um, you want to be looking for this. So if you're on Twitter, I want you to say, "Hey, Dee Dee Tilson, I'm excited," and then write about your screenplay. Hashtag it a need, ANEED, for love. Hashtag it. And hashtag her name too. And put that at symbol. Tell her that you're following her, and then put that at symbol, a need for love. Let her know that you can't wait for that to get to the big screen, and that you want to support her work in some way, because we all need a hand up. Nobody gets to be successful by themselves. Not one person has ever woke up and said, "Okay, being I'm a success." Yeah, you can say that, but how do I get there? How do I get to be seen? You can knock on doors all day long, and maybe people are not ready to hear your word, or hear your message. Thank goodness for social media platforms and Twitter and things like this, and YouTube and all these other platforms, Blog Talk Radio here, Ustream, that you can get your word out there. If you just be persistent with yourself, if you just be consistent with yourself, Sooner or later, somebody's going to hear you, somebody's going to see you, somebody's going to want to hear more about you, see you more often. They'll even come to where you're at. If you're trying to move from one place to the next, they just might come into your life and move with you to help you get there. So you be sure to check out A Need for Love, the screenplay. There's going to be a movie one day. Support, follow, like the words that you hear about Dee Dee Tilson's screenplay, A Need for Love. Hashtag Dee Dee Tilson. Hashtag A Need for Love. And then put, I'm following A Need for Love. At A Need for Love. Alright? Follow. Look up DeannaNieves.com. Look up MariaDeandria.com. Huh? Look up a woman's healing zone with Kamani Divine. Look them up because they all got some good stuff. All of them. All of them got dynamite material that's prevalent now as it was then. It's going to help you now. All right. Here's this last one here that was channeled on May the 8th, 2015. That's probably just a few days before Mother's Day when this popped out. It's called I Have the Power to Change and Make Myself New in This Moment. I have the power to change and make myself new in this moment. So let's start here. It's an empowering affirmation and decrees embedded all the way out. You'll hear me use the word affirm. You're going to hear me use the word decree. I have the power to change and make myself new in every moment. Listen now. The title is I have the power to change and make myself new in this moment. So the opening sentence is I have the power to change and make myself new in every moment. I affirm. Affirm means to know that something is true. I affirm, and you know that you can stand on it, see? That I have the power to change and make myself new in every moment. So you're affirming that this is true, that you do have this power to change. That's what it's saying. And make myself new. I mean, you're not waiting for someone else to make you new. You're not waiting for someone to discover that, hey, you're new. No, you're proclaiming it. You're setting it up in your mind. You know it in your heart already. Okay? Then it says, I see, which means you understand. You got the vision. And decree. When you decree something, you're saying this is the absolute truth, no reservations. I'm not holding back. I'm not holding on to anything. I'm transparent as you can get. I decree this. This is absolute. That I have the power to change and make myself and my life new in every moment. Moment, we're not talking about months. In fact, moment. M-E-N-T is mind. M-O is first. The first mind, the primary mind, the first thought, the first feeling. So that's moment to moment. Every time it's the first. It's never the second. It's never the third. It's never the fourth. It's never the fifth. It's now. I always had this power. So you're acknowledging that you already had it. Just like I said earlier. Many of my older teachers when I was young used to say, look yourself in the mirror and say, I've done this before. I could do this again. I was successful before and I shall be successful again. So, he says, I always had this power. So you tell yourself, I already had it. No one gave it to me, I already had it. And I affirm that I do have this power. So once you recognize that you already have had this power all this time before, now you stand like a rock. You're firm on it. That you do have this power. Therefore, I see and decree, meaning you got the vision. You see it, you understand what you're looking at, you got the total discernment about it, and now you can absolutely decree that I am this very power. Now, what happened was you recognized that you had the power, right? And now you're affirming that you do know that you have this power, and now you just what? Accepted and embraced the fact that you are. I am this very power. See? And I can change myself and make myself new in every moment of my life here and now. So no matter what's going on, you can pick yourself up and turn it around. Yeah, you might mope and be off and down and not feeling well and cry. It's all right. Don't let somebody tell you, oh, you shouldn't be crying. No. If you didn't cry, you might explode on the wrong person. You might not only implode, blow up on the inside, but you might get so angry that you go and knock somebody's head off that you ain't got no business touching. Now you've got a legal situation on your hand, or that person might be bold enough to get themselves back up and knock you out. So hey, why don't you just do the right thing by you? If you got to cry, go somewhere and cry your eyes out. If you got to release those emotions, go ahead and release them. Somebody else can't tell you, oh, you shouldn't be crying. They don't know because they ain't walking in your shoes. See, when people understand that they're sentient beings and they're empathic and they've walked in your shoes, then they can say that. But if they haven't walked in your shoes, don't believe them. If they haven't walked in your shoes and understand what you've gone through, don't let it. Don't let that saturate your mind. Because after all, ain't nobody better than the next person. We're not here to compete against each other. There's no competition. The only enemy, the true enemy is self. The true foe is yourself. The true competitive being is you got to get that personal ego out the way. And then you got to move in it. You got to get the personal ego out the way and move. This is essential. When we get that personal ego out the way, then the door opens up. Why? Because you're not caught up on me. You know that everything has a cycle to it. Everything comes around and lands at a specific time. You just have to relearn whatever the patterns are, but you're here to create patterns. See, when you're talking about being different, you got to find the other angles that work, the other circular movements that work for you. You got to uncover the other gears. Maybe the gears have been rusted, but if you take your time and fix them up, and take that rust off of them, and take the cobwebs off, and start greasing them, hey, you just might have something. You got to change your outlook. You got to change how you see yourself. You got to change your vision about yourself. There's nothing wrong with having vision boards. Man, I got 4 or 5 vision boards. Some people say have one. Well, I started off having one. And I tell you, I put one vision board together, and before I know it, within 2 years' time, that thing materialized, but it came out in a way that I didn't want. So it taught me something. Be Pacific. I always say Pacific, be Pacific. Specific. My sister always says, you always say Pacific. I'm a little older. Pacific. You know, there's something there that's prominent to me that stands out. So I make sure I'm in detailed with it. Details. 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 So, you got to understand that you are this very power that you're seeking. And that it says, I can change myself and make myself new in every moment of my life here and now. Therefore, today, I am a powerful, infinite being, and I can make myself and my life new now. See, because you recognize now that you are this very power. You're it. Tag, the universe said, tag, you're it. That you can make the change and therefore change yourself. Make yourself new in every moment of your life at this very moment. Therefore, that's why you can say today, right now, I am a powerful, infinite being. And I can make myself and my new life now, right? I don't have to wait. See, the minute we make up our mind, just like the late Reverend Ike said, as soon as you decide to do something, that's when it starts to change. That's when you start to get committed to the goal because you decided at that moment. You made a decision to take a decisive steps towards your goal or to seek the right people who will assist you so you go down the right path so you'll be prepared properly for your success. It says, therefore I affirm that I have the power to change and make myself new in this very moment. I affirm that I can change my life right now. I see and decree. See means you understand and you got the vision, clear vision. See and decree, absolutely know, without a doubt, that I have the power to change myself. I see and decree that I have the power to make myself and my life new in this moment now. So I got you in affirming it and decreeing it. Affirming it, decreeing it. Affirming, decreeing. Affirming, decreeing. Affirm, decree. See it, know it, go get it. Okay? I affirm, see, and decree that everything, you didn't leave anything out, that everything I have said here and now is my truth. Now, why is that there? Often we talk about things that may have disturbed us in the past, things that are bothering us right now, things that we're going through right now. We're going to see that as the past too, right? We're going to understand that that's happening now, but it's also the past. The day that we're in is a bigger day, a lighter day, a bolder day for us. So things are changing dramatically, right? Things are switching around and changing for the better. So as we notice these things change for the better, we see that we shall be well and know that we are well. So you say, I affirm and see and decree that everything I have said here and now is my truth. And so it is as I am now. It is in this present moment as I am now. What you see is you. I see and decree that I see and decree it shall be. See? I see and decree it shall be. See, if you already acknowledge, and so it is as I am, is, you see it, that which is I am now, that which I see is as I am now. So I'm one and the same with it. You're in agreement with it. You're balanced with it. You acknowledge, you embrace it, you accept it. This is you. You're blending. You're in alignment, total alignment, and you're tuned to it. Therefore, the last statement is, I see and decree that it shall be as I say that it is for me right now. In other words, you agree totally that you have caused this new life. You have caused these changes in your life to be. And the interesting factor is you can change them moment to moment. Nothing's, they say, written in stone. I mean, you just don't have to do it that way. You're going to do something different. Why do you think people are always refashioning, re-imaging, as they call it now in the world? They've called it for 10 years, branding themselves. Like a tattoo, branding. Why do they keep saying certain names, certain phrases over and over? That's a brand up there, Circle of Grace 1. I write something, I do something, I say from the Circle of Grace 1, the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance. Circle of Grace 1 is the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance. It's my phrase. Dancing in the Light of Divine Grace. It's my phrase. Many times, I don't put my face up there. I just put the logo up there. And I design the logo. And I put it up there myself. So, we're always doing something that's creating a better atmosphere for ourselves. This is highly important. We want to create a better atmosphere for ourselves, a better environment for ourselves. When we do that, we do what? We empower ourselves and know that divine providence always provides. The universe is what? Our unfailing supply. It's our infinite supply. It was here and there and everywhere. So I'm going to close this show out. I want to thank you for watching the show live or seeing it in its archives. Whether it's here, you only get 30 days to see it here. So that's why within an hour's time I upload the show. I upload the show into my YouTube channel and it's there forever. I believe I got some 60, 70, 80 video streams dating back to 2009. So I want you to go in there. I want you to see what I have. I want you to just tune. Yeah, I look different in each one of them. You'll see the transformation. I was plump and skinny, and then thin out, and then all right, stocky, and then I had a beard also. So yeah, you're gonna see all these things. I wore hats, didn't wear a hat. I just like wearing these fedoras. I'm out here in the Southwest now. They're like my jammies. You know, I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. I want you to know that all shall be well. Keep putting the love out on the planet. You're a light worker, so keep working your light, so darkness shall disappear. Keep working the light. Know that we are hand in hand. We shall stand. Hand in hand, we are grand. Hand in hand, we're going to make this place better. We're going to restore peace, harmony, and happiness for everyone. We're not leaving anybody out, okay? Now, if those get left out by doing negativity because they put their own light out, but you're here to put unconditional love, unconditional love, unconditional love, unconditional love, unconditional love. Some people say, I oversee. I say, I understand. Don't matter. Be in the middle. Give of yourself. Give freely. Be generous. Help others who cannot help themselves. The more people you help yourself. The more people you help become successful, you help yourself become successful. Promote success. Promote unconditional love. Let's stamp out hatred. Promote unconditional love. We're all one. We're all one. We were one when we got here, and we'll be one when we leave. So let's get in the habit that we're all one. All right, I'll see you here. What is today's date? Is the 10th. So next Thursday I'll be here, but the following Thursday I won't be here. That's when everybody gets together with the families and so forth. I will be here next. I will be on my Blog Talk Radio platform next Wednesday, which will be the 16th. And then after that, I won't be here. So I'm not going to be around on Wednesday, the 23rd of November, going into Thursday, the 24th. I'll be gone. I'll be out visiting and hoping to see some others and getting excited to see other individuals. So I'm going to have a full blast, and that's going to be fabulous, okay? Also, do yourself a wonderful favor. People say, don't pray for me, pray for yourself. Well, people that say that, that's their prerogative, but everybody needs somebody praying for them because there's when you're in a jam or something's not working out, sometimes you wish you had somebody had a prayer. So you can have a generic prayer. I suggest that you maintain a prayer altar, okay, an altar where you can write prayers for friends, family members, for ancestors, you name it. And I go through my prayer thing about every 3 months, sometimes every month. Sometimes I go through, if I haven't heard from a person, sometimes I have this system where I have more than one bowl, right? So people I haven't heard from in a while yet, I'll take their prayers and I'll put them in a separate bowl because I know, okay, I'm going to hear from them sooner or later, or I'm going to call them up to see how they're doing. And if they tell me, oh man, things are working fine, then those prayers are burnt for a spiritual purpose to help them, and I just add their name to a list. So sometimes I got a long standing list of hundreds and hundreds of names, and I just pray over that list, and so Spirit knows that I want to help them out. And then I have loved ones, okay? Then I got, close friends who are loved ones, and then I got sisters and spiritual sisters. So I have an altar that helps alter their awareness about their own life so things can improve. And see, when you do this, you're re-offering, which is a realming, like a realm, realm. So you're making it possible for changes to occur on behalf of that person, on behalf of that being, and it also then enhances your life at the same time. So, if you want to join me at Blog Talk Radio, I air approximately a 30-minute show with some music, so we cut it down verbally as 27 minutes or so. And that's every Wednesday. I air 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. That's every Wednesday on Blog Talk Radio. You can call into our studio number and listen to the show that way, which is 347-677-0851. Now, if I can move that from a 30-minute show to a 45-minute show or an hour show, then I'll be able to take your questions. so I can't do that right now. But there are times when I could. I didn't even set the chat room up today because I know that not everybody would be here. Everybody's in other locations right now, so I don't have a chat room. But yesterday I did a show here, and you should catch this show before it gets deleted off the server. I wasn't able to get on my Blog Talk Radio show yesterday, so I did a special edition show here using the Ustream platform yesterday for about 30 minutes to an hour. And of course, I was on there talking about the white light and the violet light flame of transformation, and I used the fourfold flame, and I know people got a lot of good uses out of that yesterday, and I did a live video stream to replace the Blog Talk show. I'm also going to let you know that I've said it before, I'm going to do some random broadcasting. And while I can, I know it's good to do it on Facebook, but so I don't have no interruptions. I'm going to also come on here sometimes during the daytime here on Ustream because it's very good platforms. I'm going to broadcast something during the daytime. Could be just a short program, but I'm going to set it up so I can do it. Okay? Or sometimes at night. I'm going to broadcast. They'll be during the weekdays. Very few of these things are going to be on a Sunday. I do have two other channels, which is the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance, and I may kick those back open so that you can come in there, but you have to have a special password to come in. And so when people come on, you'll be able to take that show with me. It'll be like a pay per view, so you'll be able to jump on there, take the show with me, and we can have a good time. All right, and it'll be a show that I give you a special password. When you pay for it, we come on together. You can see me, and I can teach you that way. Everybody likes to see their teacher, so I can teach you this information. Everybody will see me. I won't be able to see you, but we'll be able to use the chat room together. Okay. So I'm just letting you know that in advance. If we don't get a chance to do it this year, we'll definitely jump into it next year. Some live video streaming, private seminar classes. So it's going to be great. Great to be here, great to teach, and make sure people could get this. And I might just set up as a donation, so that normally when I teach these things online, it's like anywhere from. I taught one in when I was on another platform, which was called live stream. I taught a 3 hour class, 3 hours straight live video stream, and I did it over a period of 2 weekends, which was a total of 6 hours. I taught straight. I didn't even take a break. I taught straight out, and that was $225 per pop. So, this time I'm going to make it so that you can get it and you'll be able to watch live video stream with me and interact, and we'll all be in the chat room together. You can ask your questions. I'll set it up so that you could email me ahead of time and I can answer all your questions up front. But we're going to go a little deeper in these processes so that we can learn the things that we need to learn. I might get you to purchase one of my PDFs. I'm creating more. I wanted to have them done in this month, but I've got like 6 or 7 more of these PDFs to put out there to people now. So I may have, hopefully by next year, 12 distinctive courses. I might lump some together, or we might do them separately, but you can go 12 weeks at a time with some of these. Like, for instance, tarot will take a long time. Numerology, the basics of numerology will take some time. We can do dreams in one shot. We could do, one day session. We can do dreams. We can do, having the art of manifesting your heart's desires. We could do that in one day, less than one day. We could do, like I say, understanding your dreams and white light meditation. We can do that. So there's 3 of them that you can get in one day. And when I start bringing these others into play, you'll find out these other 7, some of them you can do in one day as well. So it's going to be an opportunity. Now, what's going to happen though? People are going to be will want to review these later. So what's going to happen is, hopefully, what I'll be able to do, I'm looking forward to transfer a lot of this, download the class, and then transfer it into DVDs or flash drives. And this way, for those of you who pay for like an all day or a 2 day, if it's maybe back to back on a weekend, a Saturday and a Sunday, and we go into this, what can very well happen for you is that for a little extra, I could put it on a flash drive for you, right? Download it to a flash drive or DVDs. So you have DVDs and flash drives, and get these in the mail. Mail them right out to you, right? So that you'll have it always. So we can have a series of them, so that all of you can get it. And I won't make it expensive at all. Some people make them highly expensive, but I could see that too if you're putting it on a flash drive. See, so if you get a course that maybe costs you 65 for one, 75 for another, 125 for another, and there's ways that you can pay it so that you're not left out. Because I don't believe in leaving anybody out. I believe if you want it, I'll work it out so you can get the course. Because I want you to have the course. And then in the future, hopefully, if all is well, we will move and have some Skype training courses. We can get now. We can have 5 of us interacting through Skype. Okay, so everybody gets to see each other. Everybody gets to see me, and I get to see them, and we interact, and we expand our awareness about things. So now I'm going to close out. If you want to email me at iam.circleofgrace1@yahoo.com. Email me at iam.circleofgrace1@gmail.com. If you're on with me at Skype, leave me a message on Skype. You can call my Skype number, computer Skype number, which is 505-349-4722. Think about that. 505-349-4722 is my Skype number. My other line that I have is, that Magic Jack thing there is called 505-717-4722. But that one you have to listen to a 2-minute all-purpose affirmation prayer, meditational decree. It takes you through it. It uplifts your spirit. Sometimes I listen to it myself. I call it and I listen to it. And you want to get that and hear that, and then you can leave your message, 10-digit phone number, and your first and last name. That's important. And the best time to reach you, and I get right back in touch with you. I am teaching a lot of people. I have a lot of people that I'm mentoring. If you want to be spiritually mentored, then you need to get in touch with me, calling me, emailing me. You can go to my website, Circle of Grace with the number 1 at the end, just like you see up here, Circle of Grace 1 dot byregion.net, BYREGION.net, Circle of Grace 1 dot byregion.net. You can read about me there too. You can read some of my articles, some of my blogs. You can hear a few of my audio. I think I have 3 audios up there. I may have left some old videos up there that you can listen to and view. But you can check me out. All right, I'm out of here. Woo! It is 6:43 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so I've been out here now a full hour and a half, and it's time to get out of here. So, until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing, as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. See you soon. I'll be here next week at 5 p.m. Mountain, which is 7 p.m. Eastern, and I'll be at Blog Talk Radio next Wednesday, 4 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for coming here, being supportive. I love you unconditionally. My grace is your grace. And again, remember that divine grace is a blessing, as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. See you soon.